Turn the camera on, that'll help. Alrighty. Hello, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, we are tonight's entertainment. Welcome back to Let's Stream Oblivion. Our max difficulty run continues. Last night, main accomplishments were hitting level 6 and accomplishing the 3 frightening, combat-oriented Mages Guild recommendation quests. So what we're going to lead with today, we are 6 levels away from maxing out Endurance and Intelligence, which is lovely. So if you do some math, this character's maximum level is 54, which means I can devote, and I'm 44 levels away from maxing out Luck. So level 10 is going to be my last +5, +5, +5 level. From level 11 onward, we're going to do 5, 5, 1 and take a rank of Luck every level. If you're wondering when that's going to start. First things first, we do still need to max Endurance. And this character doesn't really do melee combat. Very few characters do on maximum difficulty with any success. So we're gonna just go over here and do our little grindy beeswax to take care of Endurance for level 7. Then we'll make another batch of potions, because we're going to need a bunch of money. And we also do want to keep raising Alchemy, both for its own sake and because it gives us intelligence boosts. And then, when that's all said and done, my first order of business is going to be to go take care of the remaining 4 recommendation quests, which are simple, easy, no danger, no worries, and get into the Arcane University where we can engage in some spell making. Sort of, Martin. I mean, we all know that we have to raise Endurance first, because of the stupid way Bethesda designed the attribute system. Intelligence, with this character build, has by far the biggest bang for the buck. Look at my Magicka, my base Magicka, at level 6. If I continue raising Intelligence, this is just going to keep on boosting, which will allow me to do more summons, and later on, the way we're going to kill single target enemies on our own, once we get Destruction really well leveled, well, the reason for that is because I want to raise Illusion, Martin, and because I want to get access to expert level illusion spells as quickly as I can, and because I'm raising Illusion, I need to use the personality points to make sure I max out all of my attributes. I could probably get to 4 digits of Magicka. I won't need to, but so what we're ultimately going to be able to do, so here's the whole vision, right? The highest health enemy we're going to encounter is going to be a leveled ogres. My max level is 54, so in turn, I'll be fighting level 54 ogres. A level 54 ogre has 1,390 health. I know, it's ridiculous. And you quickly see the problem on maximum difficulty when I do 1/6 damage with any direct damage dealing. It's just, it doesn't compute, right? But there is, as there so often is in these early Elder Scrolls games, what you might call a game-breaking workaround. So what I'm ultimately going to, and I'll have other strategies for different enemies. High-level illusion magic is going to be vital for handling crowd control and enemies when they're in groups. But when it's me and a single big tanky enemy like an ogre, I'm going to layer weakness spells on it. I'll be able to layer them in a chain of 4. And, you know, I can do, like, weakness to magicka 100%, weakness to fire 100%. Cast that, then cast a second spell, which is an identical effect, but you can trick the game into stacking effects if you flip the order. So when I'm at the spell-making altar, this is an exploit, but you have to use exploits if you're going to survive the leveling problem on max difficulty. Magicka is not capped at 400. Absolutely not. But the... Because I think the... I don't know why that is, because the systems are the same. Wonder if High Elves get a bigger boost than they used to. High Elves start with a flat 100 bonus. Atronach Burstsign gives another 150. So you start with 350. I raised intelligence 4 times. It's gone to 40. So it'll be capped at, my base magic will be 450, not 400. So one of the bonuses is bigger. But what you're able to do is if you go to the spell-making altar, start with, call it, you know, I'll probably call it like prelim 1 or something like that when I name it. But it's you know, it'll be effect 1 will be weakness to magicka 100%, and effect 2 will be weakness to fire 100%. Now, if I were to try to cast that spell multiple times, it would only work the first time. But if I make a second spell, and I invert those, so the first effect is weakness to fire times 100 for 5 seconds, and 100% second effect is 100% weakness to magicka for 5 seconds, that will stack. And if I alternate A-B 2 times, I end up with like a... Hold on, I have the actual math somewhere in here. I wrote it down. It's written down, I should say. Yeah, so if I were to chain it together 4 times, I would end up multiplying my damage on the next baseline fire spell I cast 144x. So even with the damage cut to a 1/6, if this is what the math is designed around. If I layer the 4 weakness casts and then I hit it with like a real basic fire spell, like Wizard's Fury from the Mages Guild questline would work fine as the actual damage dealer. It'll do 1,440 damage, which, if you were paying attention, is 50 HP more than the 1390 on the level 54 ogre, which is a dead ogre. So that's kind of the system that we're going to use for single target tanky enemies. Now that's going to be very, very far from solving all of our problems, because, you know, there are the Spider Daedra, which summons spiderlings, which, you know, both the Spider Daedra and all of its spiderlings can paralyze on strike. And, you know, for them, we're just going to summon Storm Atronachs because they're immune to paralysis. But there's never going to be melee. I shouldn't say never. But physical damage from me is always going to be so negligibly low that the only good actual combat, whether it's by archery, which I will probably focus on, or melee, is as a delivery mechanism for poisons. We'll definitely play around. Like once we're at endgame and I have all the tools at my disposal, I'll be more than happy to roll up on a level 54 ogre and just show you all the stuff. But like, yeah, physical, like direct physical damage from my character is never going to be a factor at this difficulty. But I will be able to make ridiculous poisons. But because the poison is the damage and the actual weapon, whether it be a bow or a melee weapon, like even with the damage reduction as severe as it is, there's not a meaningful difference between a Daedric Claymore and an Iron Dagger. Like, there really isn't. So, but as a poison delivery vessel, it makes a big difference. But I'm gonna probably just use bound weapons because you can poison bound weapons in this game. Oh, well, I mean, I'll still level them. I'll just train on summons. Easy peasy. But but as far as actual combat with poisons, I will probably mostly just poison bound bows and then shoot my enemies to deliver the poison. Enchantments are not so extreme in this. Well, they are extreme. Like the other big piece of the end game strategy, it's the mid game is more difficult because I have to clear a significant number of Oblivion gates without my end game gear, but I have to do it at least level 17 in order to get the highest level sigil stones in order to enchant my gear. But no, they're not irrelevant, but enchanting isn't a skill. And it's what you can do with enchanting has a really hard cap on it in this game, unlike Morrowind. So, but we are ultimately going to be... We're ultimately going to have over 100 spell absorption and over 100 reflect damage, which will make the character completely immune to damage. But that's not until the end game. We have to be able to clear a significant number of... No, because the reason is because damage enchantments are still subject to the damage reduction from the difficulty. It's only actual poisons that are not nerfed on max difficulty. Alright, let's get to the endurance grinder. It's never going to be over. Yeah, direct damage... enchantments on weapons are... they're still subject to the difficulty modifier. They're also never going to do us much good. See, am I working on heavy armor or block? Heavy armor. Come at me, bruh. Got too greedy. It doesn't... I hate that it doesn't hold my hotkeys between sessions. I mean, it's not a huge deal, but it's pretty annoying. Alright. Whatever. Yeah, it went up. So let's see, 20... Right now it's at 60, it's at 81. The sum needs to be 90. Then I'm good for level 7. Maybe. I mean, eventual end game I'll be in probably either Daedric or Madness from Shivering Isles. But, damage reduction from armor is immaterial when the enemies are scaling their damage at the same levels they scale their health, and it's being multiplied by 6. It's my enchantments that are going to keep me alive, and what gear I put the enchantments on is not material to that. Let's block. Come on, dude. Come on. Always picks the worst possible timing to stagger me. You need more hammers. I disagree. Respectfully, I disagree. I do need more caffeine. Yeah, glass armor looks ridiculous. That's correct, Martin. Clothing can carry enchantments that are just as strong as the biggest armors. Which is why if you look at any Oblivion guides at all, everyone will scream at you to hold on to your wrist irons. Because they're 0 weight and they can carry a full enchantment. Come on! They're the only equipable 0 weight item in the entire game, but you can still enchant the fuck out of them. It's pretty amazing. That's 2. Come on, dude. Well, excuse you. Alright. Armor increased. That's delightful. Yeah, but anyway, once endurance is maxed, I will probably not bother with armor at all. At least until I get significant increases to strength as well, and it doesn't impact me so much to carry it around. Blocking's the same way, but I'll keep raising armor. I'll carry hammers and repair enemy gear, so that skill will keep increasing naturally. And then later on, after I have strength, and I decide, now's as good a time as any to max out these skills I never use. I'll oh wait, I should be doing heavy armor, shouldn't I? Yeah. We'll train them up. Nice. Yeah, but I would have to max out the skill, Martin. That's the point. Like, right now my strength is at 35, and raising strength is not a high priority because carry capacity is a really big convenience factor, but that's about all it is, because my melee damage is always going to be negligible. So, so I probably won't bother carrying armor around or wearing it in order to increase the skill to maximum until I get strength, because endurance is going to be maxed in 6 more levels. So, like, what are the skills at right now? It's like they're going to be at about 30 each at level 7, and then 3, 3, 4 each way. It'll be like in another 3 levels after that. At level 10, they'll all be around 40, and then 2 more levels after that. Like, these skills are not even going to be journeyman level when endurance is maxed out. And then I'm going to move on to other attributes, because the skills themselves don't benefit the character in terms of how we're going to move through the game. We're eventually going to max the skills for the sake of having everything maxed, but it's going to take it's going to be a while. So Endurance and Intelligence are both going to max at level 12. Before that, we're going to have, like, Personality, it'll either 85 or 90. Like, it'll get that high before I have to switch to Luck. But then once, I'll probably switch to Willpower, and we'll be doing Luck every level after that. There they are. So definitely Willpower, because you're absolutely right, Martin. And I'm torn between Speed and Agility, but I'll probably do Speed, because a lot of the mid-game is going to involve summoning and running away. And the faster I am, the better I'll be at kiting like that. So I'll probably do Willpower and Speed next, yes. Alex, hello! It's so good to see you. Welcome in. Now, the biggest thing I clued into is that I just cannot do melee. Like, period, full stop, can't. So, that means... But I still have to raise Endurance first, because of the way HP works. But understanding that I can't do melee at all means I'm not that worried about Agility, because I'm going to be running away, so staggering shouldn't be a factor. But Speed will help greatly with running away. So yeah, you get the idea. I think the picture should be coming clear. And high-level illusion magic, it's going to be fucking awesome. Like, there are... I'm going to have a Calm up to level 25 for 2 seconds that I'm going to use, or for 10 seconds, which serves two purposes for me. It'll... So I summon something, I cast the Calm spell, whatever I just used Calm on is just going to stand there. The nice thing, though, is twofold. Calm costs 1/10 the magicka that the paralysis effect does, and Calm works on things that are immune to paralysis, like, I don't know, Spider Daedra. High-level illusion magic is very overpowered if you're just a little creative in how you use it, which is why, although personality is a fairly useless attribute, we're raising it early because I want to raise illusion. Yes, definitely. Yeah, I can use Frenzy. I can make them fight each other. That's a good one. Although high-level Frenzy is, it's a pretty magically expensive effect. I think that phrasing actually makes sense. Funny as that seems. Come on, dude. There you go. Like, most of my mid-game strategy is going to be summons and sometimes a Calm spell to hold them still while my summons wail on them. Once I hit Expert Conjuration, which is not that far off, we're going to grab Summon Clan Fear. And that's pretty much going to be my favorite summon the entire game. I'll have to use Storm Atronachs on enemies that paralyze, but because Clan Fears can be paralyzed and Storm Atronachs cannot. Let's see, 60, 78 plus 8, 86. 4 to go. You can use whatever element you want, Martin. You have to layer. If you want to, if you're going to play on max difficulty, you have to layer weakness effects. I'm probably going to go with fire just because it's simplest, but any of them would work. Like, I could, if I wanted some variety in my life, I could make weakness spells to chain for all 3 elements, and it would still work fine, and I could just use whatever flavor I felt like in any given battle. Oops. One more. There you go. Conjuration increased! Huzzah! And now I believe we're going to have to go get our blessing and refill our magicka. But, speaking of magicka, it remains imperative to max out alchemy as quickly as possible. Once alchemy is maxed out, I can just go collect flax seeds. Their first effect is restore magicka, so I can make single ingredient restore magicka potions and just quaff them whenever as I'm going around slinging my summon and destruction spells. Alright. Yeah, I thought so. You could, but to give them, you have to do 100% magnitude weakness spells first of all. You know, magnitude 100 weakness spells for them to get the job done. And you have to give those spells a duration of at least about 5 seconds if you want to be able to cast everything in time. As if you were to try to pair multiple effects, it would get prohibitively expensive even for the amount of magicka I'm going to have. So if you were playing on a normal difficulty, in theory, yes, that would have higher utility. We, however, are constrained by the ridiculous parameters of maximum difficulty. Yeah, you can make them. You can, I think spells and enchantments you can layer in up to 4. We'll be at the spell-making altar soon. We can actually check when we get there. Because this little endurance grind is almost done. Believe it or not. Keep coming at me, duder. $30. 2 to go. Well, there you go, I guess. And there goes Armorer. 30, 30, 29. Alright, one more endurance spell, one more endurance skill, and we have endurance locked in for level 7. Damn. There's a little delay in the quick save. You start like a half second into whatever you were doing, so if you were gonna, so like, you know, if he was at the very beginning of his attack animation, by the time you quick load, he's at the end of it. Alright. Stop being dumb, Travis. Do better. That's it. There we go. Thank you. Better. Still need one more endurance skill up. Looks like it'll probably be heavy armor. Come on, dude. Hey, there it is. Heavy armor increased. Outstanding. Okay, here we go. I'd like to make some potions before we head out. So let's go visit the Odile farm. Let me double check. These should sum to 90. They do. Very cleanly and wonderfully. Take everything off so we move faster. Ah, the carrots. I still can't get over how silly the idea is that I would fail to pull a carrot out of the ground when there is a carrot in the ground. I get that it's video games, but come on. Get the lettuce next. Okay, another watermelon. Get these tomatoes next. Almost done. I think someone asked me earlier about Frostcrag Spire, and it could get me the spell-making altar, but I still need university access in order to do, in order to buy several of the spells that I will actually want to use, or spell effects that I will want to have access to. So, you need access to the university anyway in order to get everything you need. And that pretty much means you want to do the recommendation quests at the levels I did. Otherwise, they get prohibitively difficult for someone who doesn't have who isn't at least at their mid-game functional power level. Alright, here we go. Quick potion making session. Start with carrots, the grapes. See, I have a nice collection of flax seeds already. Alright. Right. Now we'll bounce back to Chorrol. Sell those potions. I mean, Martin, I'm almost obligated to play it on the channel, since I played the base game. But, generally speaking, I would not pre-order.
It's my...
Never pre-order.
Can I interest you in some of my wares? That's... Ah. And...
I'm going to start selling things in singles again, because I would like Mercantile to go up.
That's...
Oh, and I did some research on the alchemy apparatus question between sessions, and I'm wrong. The stuff you can pick up for free in a Mage's Guild is locked at novice level, but higher levels do start unlocking with vendors at level 12. So you got to get pretty high level before better alchemy gear opens up to you. And you got to be like ridiculously high level before you can get Grandmasters or whatever. But the progression is weird, right? Like, you have to get to level 12 before you can get above novice. And then, like, by level 17, you've already unlocked journeyman and expert. And then I think it's level 22 for masters and 25 for grandmasters. Something like that.
That's... And... That's...
Alright, these are the preliminaries.
And...
Every level up between now and 12, I'm going to do these two chores.
That's...
The endurance grind and an alchemy session at the farms. And then we'll go do something else, maybe. So after I finish selling down these potions, we are going to do our whirlwind tour of the last 4 recommendation quests. That's next on my list. Well, I do pre-order all the RE games. I haven't pre-ordered the DLC. But, I see no need to pre-order it. I'll buy it either way. I'll, pause whatever I'm doing to play it for the channel. Because, I haven't quite worked this out in my head, but I feel like, you know, particularly if there's a Patreon chosen game, and after the fact DLC comes out for that game, I feel kind of obligated to get and play the DLC so that my playthrough of a game the Patreon supporters selected is actually complete. I mean, I love Resident Evil 7 and 8 enough that I'm almost certainly going to play the DLC no matter what. I mean, Capcom has been killing it. The Resident Evil 7 DLC was fucking awesome.
That's...
Almost there.
And you got a
Thanks, Cheydinhal.
Tell your friends about me.
My friends are watching. They already know about you. Alright, here we go. Oh my. Telephone. Who's bothering me now? Oh, this is actually important. There we go. Alright, onward. We're in Chorrol, so let's start here. Alchemy's at 60, not bad. No, it's not Sharon, but Sharon and I are going to my 15th college reunion this weekend down in Colorado Springs. Ivana, where is she? So I've got the Chorrol recommendation quest. Alright. That's it. Need to speak to Ivana and find out why she's in Chorrol. There she is.
Ah, yes. You are a guild mage, are you not? Yet different from the others. Yes, this is good. There's a small matter with which you may be able to assist. It's nothing worth involving your guild in, I assure you. Best if kept just between us, yes? So, what say you?
Oh, probably as soon as I could probably buy the Imperial City House now, just for the sake of having safe storage. That might be worth doing. Yes, I'm interested.
Excellent. It's a simple task, really. All you need to do is fetch a book for me. The book is entitled Fingers of the Mountain. It is of no use to you. You won't be able to read it. I, however, can, and would very much like to. You'll find it at an old ruin called Cloud Top. It's north of Chorrol, up in the mountains. I'm afraid I don't have an exact location. Return it to me immediately when you have it. Make no mention of it to Tychius or anyone else in your guild. I will make it well worth your effort.
Biochem, my college undergrad. Ivana has asked me to bring her a book titled Fingers of the Mountain so that she may translate it. I need to tell Tychius about this immediately. We're questing! Buggers! We're questing!
Yes.
Excuse me. What up?
Go ahead, please.
Rumors.
Archmage Traven is the first to take such a
My god, excuse me.
It upset more than a few people.
Fingers of the Mountain.
What? Not only does it exist, but she knows where it is? Well, this is unacceptable. That book needs to be in the safekeeping of the guild.
Giggity, giggity,
I
giggity.
trust that as a member of the guild, you would do the right thing and acquire this text before Irana does. Are we clear? Ignore her request. Go to this place she has described and return with the book. This is far more important than any petty squabble.
You said finger. Fingers of the Mountain.
Should you go looking for it, I hope that it would be for the sole purpose of bringing it here.
Alright, off to Cloud Top. I don't
Make haste. I wish to be rid of Irana as soon as possible.
think we have to do any fighting at Cloud Top, but I'm gonna get my good summon on just in case. Let me look right quick. Oblivion, safe storage. Okay, hold on. I can just find a safe container here in the Mages Guild.
Hi. Well, lots of dogs in this town. Lots of sheep. Of course, I prefer the taste of sheep. Interesting.
Sacks and torn sacks of grain are safe. They do not respawn. I think we have some sacks in the basement. We do, and they haven't respawned even though the rest of the place. Great. Alright. Boom! Safe container. Ready, set, go. Sack of Justice.
Good morning.
I like that they actually practice Conjuration and other spells in the Mages Guild. Like, if you stand there and watch them, they will actually practice spells. Alright. What else should we do before we run out to a ruin? My recollection is we don't have to do combat on this one, but we might have a random encounter with a conjurer or something like that. Regardless, I want to fill my magicka before I go. And I'm going to keep my Welkin stone with me just in case I need it. I've already received your blessing for today. Come on, I came back to church, for God's sake! Least you can do is keep blessing me. Alright. There we go. Very good. Off to Cloud Top. But, Martin, to answer your question about the armor and weapon grinds a little more thoroughly, once I have the damage immunity, which will come, I think, entirely from jewelry, a ring of jewelry and a shield, the escutcheon of Chorrol plus an amulet of axes or a necklace of swords, whichever one I find, plus a ring of the Iron Fist, those three items together will give me 101% damage reflection. So then, I can just go find some tanky motherfucker like an ogre, put on a suit of armor and let him wail on me all he wants to. And grind up the armor and, frankly, weapon skills that way. Once I don't have to worry about getting killed, it's really, really, really easy to grind those skills up. Hi, Dream Coco! I love finding people who have been with me for that long. Welcome to the stream. It's good to have you. Alright, off to Cloud Top we go. That's way up there. Well, nothing for it. Let's head out the north gate. There's a wolf. I thought it was a wolf. Maybe I was just seeing the deer. Athletics increased. Huzzah! 36, 67. True enough, Tara. Welcome. It's great to have you, as always. We're on a bona fide quest rush right now, Tara. We're gonna do 4 actual quests in a row. Oh, what the fuck? Where you at? Oh! Hello, hello! And get fogged. Although I would like to absorb some magic from you. Oh. You're already aggroed to my summon. Fair enough. Wrecked! Boom roasted, as they say. Oh, time zones are a thing. We live on a whole damn planet with 24 of them. Wolf! Sick 'em, zombie. Boom! Roasted. The immortal words of Michael Scott. Boom! Roasted. Yeah, our headless zombie is not going to be a viable summon for long. He'll do at level 6. I didn't realize the struggle was going to be getting up the damn hill. Looks like it, though. Martin, when you say that, is it because it's already morning or because it's more like nighttime? We would have to say evening in order to be accurate. Zombie dude can be Vanessa? Tell me more. I don't understand the reference, but I would like to. "12:30 a.m. That is technically morning. Good God. Thanks for being here. It is 4:30 here. 4:30 p.m. Delightful late afternoon. Woof! Get him, zombie. Timberwolf. Stronger than a normal wolf, I think. Still gets wrecked by zombie. Yeah, for the first several levels of the game, you can roll with just Conjuration, because as long as you focus on leveling Conjuration, your summons can really outpace the enemies you'll find. Like the way my headless zombie was able to just absolutely flatten all of those baseline marauders in Fort Blue Blood, but that will not always be the case. Here's Cloudtop. Ah, yes, see, Cloudtop itself. Charred Remains, Fingers of the Mountain. I found the book titled Fingers of the Mountain. I need to deliver it to either Irana at the Grey Mare Tavern in Chorrol or to Tikius at the Chorrol Mages Guild. Alright, there we go. We're actually going to give it to Irana first. I know that's kind of poor form if I'm looking for Tikius' Mages Guild recommendation, but she teaches us the spell.
What's this about?
And then we can still get Tikius' recommendation if we get the book back and give it to him. I don't think it's just reading it that makes you crispy. We'll quick save and try it out. I'm nothing if not curious. You cannot equip this item. Well, alright then. Where is she? Must be upstairs.
You haven't seen my sons, have you? They went off into the forest to fight those monsters, and I'm worried about them.
Uh-huh. I can't tell what's going on. Guess I just have to wait for her to wake up. She's sleeping behind the locked door. What's this about? There she is.
Well, here's my little helper. Have you retrieved that book for me yet?
Here's the book.
Oh, wonderful. I'll just take this from you and get to work translating it. I'll need some time with this. Come and find me tomorrow. I'll be at the Grey Mare until I've finished my work. Please don't disturb me until I'm done. This is quite a delicate business, you see.
Fingers of the Mountain removed. Quest completed, Fingers of the Mountain. Quest added, Fingers of the Mountain Part 2. Okay. I've delivered the Fingers of the Mountain book to Irana. I need to return to her in a day's time to receive my reward for helping her. Alright. I've delivered the Fingers of the Mountain book to Irana. I need to return to her in a day's time to receive my reward for helping her. Alright. So... let's wait these 16 hours until... Hey, listen! I prefer blue plates, Martin. It's what we have at the house, and I'm happy with it. I'm gonna go refill my magicka at the chapel.
Good to see you.
I see what you did there, Martin. That was good.
Asked his Ramonius books not long ago.
Bone plates. I'm not sure that sounds very boring to me. $7 hours. That'll have the virtue of having been 24 hours anyway. Get up there.
Oh, hello. That Honditar sure knows his way around this area. Have you spoken with him recently?
Hi, friend.
Hello, my little friend. I have something that might interest you. I've committed most of the book to memory, but I took the time to write down a passage you might find useful. It contains instructions for acquiring a very special power. You'll want to read it carefully and then return to Cloud Top. I consider this to be more than a worthy reward for your help. I believe you'll agree, assuming you're careful.
Quest updated. Fingers of the Mountain Part 2. Irana's notes added.
No, I haven't.
Irana has given me a translation of a portion of the book I delivered to her. I need to read her notes and then travel back to Cloudtop. So the version of the spell you get is leveled. It's an extremely powerful shock damage spell, you know, scaled to whatever level you do the quest at. Unfortunately, the best version is, like, prohibitively expensive in terms of magicka cost to actually use. So, I mean, it's sort of fun. The plot of the quest is interesting, but you can never actually... The Fingers of the Mountain spell is never actually useful to you. Alright, here we are. There's my horse. Let's read the notes. My dear helper, most of the text you've given me is well beyond your comprehension, I'm afraid. I found one section, however, that had been appended by the keepers of the Imperial Watch, and their notes will be of use to you. Return to the ruins of Cloudtop. There you should find a section of pillar that looks remarkably unlike any other stonework present. The carvings on this pillar were made by the Aelids, and the pillar has been infused with significant power. The following was scribbled in the margins of the book, presumably by the same men who took the pillar from its original resting place. The notes are smeared in places, so I have included what I could decipher. Do note that this sounds rather dangerous, and take whatever precautions you feel are necessary. Only seems to function outdoors, where it reacts strongly to magic. Terrible power, capable of striking a man dead on the spot. Transported the stone to a secure location in order to study it more fully. Guild wizards brought in to focus power of stone, several severely injured, stone finally tuned to react to shock magic. Welkin to stone necessary to harness stone's power. Success means powers of shock unattainable through other means. From these notes and the original Aeliad inscriptions, it seems that our Imperial friends were attempting to harness some degree of the Aeliad's magical power, and were marginally successful. I suggest you procure a Welkin stone for yourself. Searching Aeliad ruins will likely be the quickest method of acquiring one, and return to Cloudtop to cast a shock spell at the pillar. What happens then, I think you can comprehend on your own. E. I have a Welkin stone. I believe I have a shock spell already. Shocking touch. Finger of the Mountain. I was struck by lightning and have been granted a powerful new spell. Finger of the Mountain. Shock damage 20 points and 5 feet on target. Requires destruction skill of 50. So I got a journeyman version. Alright. Well, Tikius isn't going to be happy. Let's go back and talk to him. The quest is not complete, though. Fascinating. What's up?
I hope I can help.
That's it.
You too.
What is it?
Greetings to you.
What do you want? I don't know what Archmage Traben has against necromancy, but the first thing he did after taking over the Mages Guild was to ban its practice.
Fingers of the Mountain.
Is the book safe? Do you have it?
I gave the book to Irana.
What? This is unacceptable. At no time did I ever suggest that you should actually follow through and give her the book. It cannot be left in her hands. You will retrieve the book immediately, if you have any intention of ever receiving a recommendation from me.
Kalthar tried to ruin the Leowin Guild.
Tikius has asked that I reacquire the book Fingers of the Mountain from Irana. I need to get the book and return it to him.
To show you can't trust them.
So you can do these... you can get the spell no matter what you do. It doesn't matter in any genuinely significant way if you give the book to Irana or to Tikius first. You can always go talk to the other person. They'll ask you to steal it back, and you can do the other half of the quest.
Hello. You haven't seen my sons, have you? They went off into the forest to fight those monsters and...
Very easy chest. Boom. Well, that was shockingly easy.
I take it you want.
I love it when it's easy.
Stock is free. What do you want?
Greetings,
To
Senior.
the Fighters Guild.
How are you today?
I hear they're always looking for
Hi.
That was easy.
Yes?
Fingers to the mountain.
Have you recovered the book yet?
Here's the book.
Finally, I shall see to it that the book is kept safe until the council decides what should be done with it. I shall also overlook your transgression and send a recommendation to the Arcane University.
Fingers of the Mountain removed. Quest completed. Fingers of the Mountain Part 2. I have delivered the book Fingers of the Mountain to Tikius, who has agreed to send a recommendation to the Arcane University for me. Alright. Let's wait 1 hour. Just to refill my health.
Afternoon.
Alrighty. Let's go to Bruma. We'll do that one next. We 3 recommendations left. Bruma, Bravil, and Cheydinhal. Hi Tiff, how are you? What a pleasure to have you in. How are you liking Splatoon 3? I saw your messages about an impulse purchase. What's up, Jean?
Why, hello there. You must be new. Oh, it's so nice to see new faces in the guild. If you ever need anything, just let me know. I have friends in all sorts of high places, you know, so I can get things done that others can't. And if I can do anything for you, I'd be happy to. Someday, maybe you could return the favor.
Have you played Oblivion, Tiff? Are you aware of the... I mean, Potato Face is pretty self-explanatory as soon as you play the game for 5 seconds, but... Alright, talk to me. Start with rumors.
The Mages Guild runs more or less like it always did. But we lost quite a few members when the practice of necromancy was banned.
Alright.
Guild members who have access to the university can craft their own spells, not to mention chat with the most important people in the guild.
Sure.
Why, all the important people in the guild are there. Archmage Traven lives there, in the tower. It's a fabulous place. You really should see it someday. I've been there many times myself. The Imperial City just wouldn't be the same without it. Maybe someday, if you know the right people, you might get a chance to see it. You know what it's like. Make lots of friends and look busy. Same as anywhere.
That's not bad advice.
A
Recommendation.
recommendation? From me? Well, of course. Raminus would naturally want my opinion, wouldn't he? This is a situation we can both benefit from, Associate. You do me a small favor, and I'll happily send along a glowing recommendation. If you can find Jaskar, I'll write the recommendation immediately.
Tara, thank you so much for gifting Tiff a sub. And for gifting 51 subs on the channel. That's incredible. I love having you here. Thank you so much. And yeah, no, if memory serves, Oblivion was a launch title for the Xbox 360. 2006. It's getting close to 20 years. 16 years as of right now. Alright, Jaskar.
He's disappeared. I mean, he's really disappeared. No one here has seen him in days. Volinaro thinks maybe a spell backfired.
Sounds bad.
If someone from the council were to stop by and find him gone, it'd look bad for me. I can't have that. Talk to the mages here and see what you can find out. If you can make Jaskar reappear, you'll have your recommendation.
We are so old. I also agree with you on potatoes being the best vegetable. I mean, I guess technically they are a vegetable. They're a vegetable that gives us french fries and potato chips and mashed potatoes and garlic mashed potatoes. Recommendation.
Once I can see Jaskar again, I'd be more than happy to write a recommendation for you.
I was there again, Tosh. 3 generations ago,
Please come
when the strength of men failed, and they bought horse armor for Oblivion, and began the scourge of microtransactions. Alright, what are we doing? Jean Fosoric has tasked me with finding Jaskar. I should speak with the guild mages in Bruma. Sure. Lest we forget, this was it. This was the game. $5 for horse armor. What's funny is that was such an abomination, such an obvious, ridiculous, ill-thought-out cash grab. Everybody protested about it. And then 14 years later, or 16 years later, look where we are. Bethesda was just ahead of the curve.
I'm Hunman. I'm a prospector. Alga's my woman, Nord style. None of that chapel wedding nonsense. Farewell.
You were clearly not a guild mage. Volinaro, I heard your name.
Volinaro, at your service. Need a spell? Need an item recharged? Need a witty practical joke played on someone?
That one.
I can handle it all.
Jaskar.
You want to find Jaskar? All right, I think I can help with that. But you have to agree to do something for me first. And whatever you do, you can't tell Jean about it. All right?
Martin, I would be very attracted to that bundle if I didn't own everything in it already. Except I don't have Pathfinder. But I have all the Baldur's Gates, Planescape, Neverwinter Nights, 1 and 2, Icewind Dale, 1 and 2. Okay, what is it?
That's the spirit. You help me pull off a little prank, and I'll help you find Jaskar.
What's the prank?
Really? You're going to love this. I'll teach you a spell to unlock things. What you need to do is get into Jean's desk and bring me her manual of spellcraft, okay? Her room is upstairs. Make sure no one sees you. You do that for me, and I'll make sure you can find Jaskar.
Oh, that was delicious. Quest updated. Bruma recommendation. Minor latch crack added.
It's a little too rugged up here for me. Add a couple hairs to a Nord, and you've got a bear. Bring me Jean's manual of spellcraft, and then we'll talk about helping you find Jaskar.
It kind of depends what he wants to do with her manual. But yes.
The Mages Guild has made more than a few enemies since necromancy was banned. It's a shame that Selena doesn't join in our fun, but she takes her role as an alchemist very seriously. If you need supplies, she's the one to see.
Tiff, have you ever watched Arrested Development, the TV show? Every attorney should be inspired by Bob Loblaw, attorney at law. Bob Loblaw's law blog, lobbing claw bombs. But his commercial is my favorite. Why should you go to jail for a crime that someone else noticed?
With all due respect to our wonderful leader, she couldn't cast her way out of a paper sack. It's insulting that we're here, working for her, when she knows nothing. She's managed to butter up the right people just enough to keep her position, and there's little we can do about it. But we have our ways of coping with the situation. Just go unlock Jean's desk with that spell I taught you. Find her manual of spellcraft and bring it here to me.
I mean, my dude gave me a free spell.
Should be easy to find. It's the only one upstairs that has a door. Just one more privilege she doesn't deserve. Let me know when you're done with that little task.
Let's have a look. Minor latch crack. Open easy lock on target. See, he gave me a level 2 unlock spell for free. I like him. However, what can I say? I'm analog. There's her manual of spellcraft. I have Jean's manual of spellcraft. I need to deliver it to Volinaro. Forgot to look at this one. I need to unlock Jean's desk in a room upstairs in the Bruma Mages Guild and find her manual of spellcraft. If I bring it to Volinaro, he's agreed to help me find Jaskar. Where'd my man go? Seriously, where'd he go? It's crazy.
Greetings to you.
You're fast, duder.
Pulled that little prank yet?
Talk about privilege. Adore prank.
You've got Jean's book, I see. All right then. I'll just take that from you. Meet me here in the living quarters, just after 10 p.m.
Okay. I need to meet Volinaro in the living quarters of the Bruma Mages Guild Hall after 10 p.m. Alright, let's do the genuine paranormal activity level creepy shit Elder Scrolls protagonists all do. Let's freeze in place for 6 hours.
Ready to find Jaskar? She won't figure this out for weeks. Ah, it's times like this I enjoy what I do.
Prank.
It was a good idea, wasn't it? I wonder how long she'll spend trying to figure out where she put it down.
Jaskar.
Just watch. You'll see.
There he is.
Hello there. I hear you've been looking for me.
Oh, please don't be mad.
We were just having some fun. We just got tired of Jean lording her position over us when she barely knows anything about magic. Every now and then, we like to trick her. And we figured it was time to move on to a new prank. This one was getting boring anyway, so you can tell her you found me.
Quest updated. Bruma recommendation.
Finding ways to confuse her just never gets old for me. It's good practice of our skills, too. It's mostly just funny. There's not much to do here in the Bruma Guild. If you can get to the Arcane University, though, they let you make your own spells there. Necromancy may be legal in Cyrodiil, but few will openly admit to practicing it now that the Mages Guild has banned it. Well, it was fun while it lasted. I'll have to start thinking up something new to try. Bye.
I need to tell Jean Forsoric that Jaskar is visible again. Huzzah. Oh, she's in her office. In bed, in point of fact.
Any luck finding Jaskar? Found him, did you? Well, I suppose that's good. You'll have to forgive me. I seem to have misplaced something. Yes, well, let's never mind that. You've fulfilled your end of the bargain, though, so I'll fulfill mine. Ramanus will have my recommendation. And don't you forget about me once you've finished your training. I'm sure we can help each other out.
Quest completed. Bruma recommendation. Alright. Gene Forsoric has agreed to send a recommendation to Raminus Polis. That leaves 2. Bravil and Cheydinhal. Let's just go clockwise. I like that. So, go to Cheydinhal first. Gene, wake up! I have news! Hey. I need that spell-making altar, alright?
What is it?
This is the only way to go through a rainstorm.
Good evening.
Let's see, it's not you. Can't remember who's in charge here. I guess we're after hours. Yes, I am one with nature. I remember thinking Oblivion had spectacular weather effects in 2006. They're not very impressive in 2022. My character would like to speak to the manager.
What is it?
I mean, I named my character Beavis, but if I ever have a female character, I will probably name it Karen. That's the guy. Falcar.
What is it, associate? Don't tell me you're here for a recommendation. Things in the guild have been different since Traven was named Archmage. They're more structured, but everyone seems tense. The guild is still powerful in Cyrodiil, but poor decisions in the recent past have weakened it. Perhaps killed it. We shall see. Without recommendations from the local guild halls, you'll never see the inside of it. I dare say that's one of the few things Traven has done right. By all means, travel to the Imperial City and get stopped at the gates. You should get used to that sort of rejection.
Boy, you're friendly.
I am the chapter head of the Cheydinhal Mages Guild. It is quite an honor, but they had no choice, since I'm the only semi-competent one here. Don't waste my time if you're not ready for this. Are you prepared to do what is necessary to gain a recommendation from me?
Yes, I'm ready.
Very well. We shall see how prepared you actually are. There was a particular ring of burden I was testing some time ago. Another stupid associate somehow got his hands on it and managed to misplace it. If I didn't know better, I'd say he purposely tossed it down the well behind the guild hall. Why he would do such a thing is beyond me. You will retrieve this ring for me. Should you manage to do so, I shall consider sending a recommendation to the university. The well is locked, so you'll need the key. Dietzen should have a copy of it. Now get moving.
Quest added. Cheydinhal recommendation. Ring of Burden recommendation.
I believe I explained your task very clearly. Find the ring, which is somewhere down in the well behind the guild hall. Bring it to me. Do you understand? Or do I need to use even smaller words? It's not a normal ring, you see. You may find it slightly difficult to carry. Don't say I didn't warn you. Farewell.
Alright, here's Dietzen.
I'm Dietzen, magician, Mages Guild, that is. Not only has necromancy been banned from practice in the Mages Guild, but the guild won't deal with anyone who openly uses it. Our hall doesn't offer much in the way of training. I can teach some basic alteration skills, but that's about it.
Falcar? Oh, he's a joy to be around.
It's all right. The guild here, that is. That's what you meant, right? It's fine. I'm doing fine here. Don't tell me Falcar's given you the same task he gave Vidkun. Oh, dear, I'd say more, but... Well, Falcar is the ranking member here, and I don't feel comfortable talking about him. I'm sorry. I'll tell you what. Find me when Falcar's not around, and then we'll talk. After we've spoken, you can have the key. Believe me, this is important.
Well, you know, to each their own, Coco. I mean, I like Oblivion's aesthetic, for sure. It's just... it's not very interesting to me. Morrowind's was fascinating. Oblivion is about as vanilla fantasy as you can get, which, to be fair, has that sort of homey, comforting feeling around it. I think Skyrim kind of splits the difference between those two extremes.
As I've said, I just don't feel comfortable talking to you about Falcar. Forgive me. Goodbye.
Right. I need to get the key to the Cheydinhal Mages Guild well from Dietzen. Well, and you know, part of it, too, is between Morrowind and, like, when Oblivion was in development is right when Lord of the Rings became so huge. So, like, Cyrodiil, you know, they sort of retconned it, right? Because in the lore prior to the release of Oblivion, Cyrodiil was described as a jungle. And then, I think, you know, the real-world explanation for why Cyrodiil looks just like Middle-earth is because Lord of the Rings was released and was a smashing success right when Oblivion's development cycle was getting started. But then, you know, in-universe, they did the whole Warp in the West, Dragon Break, Reformation of Cyrodiil. Tiber Septim used his, you know, part of his process of mantling into Talos was to transform Cyrodiil into this lovely, livable space. Like, they wrote some cool lore around how they did their retcon, but the real reason they did their retcon was looking like Middle-earth was going to sell, and it did. How exactly do I find you when Falcar's not around? Does it have to wait for him to leave, or what? I'm not sure he ever leaves. The dog is over on the bed. She is snoring so loudly, it keeps, like, startling me. Where you going, Duder? Well, like, at some point he has to leave, right? Or she will.
Take care.
One of the two. Let's just wait down some hours and see what happens.
Yes, I hope I can.
Ah.
We can talk, so long as Falcar is out of earshot. If I didn't know any better, I'd say he's trying to get you killed. He gave poor Vidkun the same task, and we never saw him again. I'm reasonably sure there's a connection, but I can't prove it. Do be careful. I'd hate to lose another useful associate. Here's the key, and something extra. I don't know if it will be of use to you, but from what I've heard of Falcar's ring, it may come in handy. And if you find out anything about what happened to Vidkun, let me know, will you?
Buoyancy added. Quest updated, Cheydinhal recommendation. Well, key added. Vidkun.
He was an associate, just like yourself. Perhaps not the brightest, but very eager. He was given his assignment from Falcar and disappeared. It's like he dropped out of existence. No one knows what happened, and Falcar won't say a word about it.
Yeah, I would like to go to Black Marsh. I would really like a game set in Valenwood or Black Marsh. Those, and, you know, to a lesser extent elsewhere. Like, The only and I say this, I'm sure that they would end up making it interesting. The provinces we haven't really been to yet that I'm not very interested in are Hammerfell. Oh, I guess we kind of have been to Hammerfell, like, if you count Daggerfall, which you should. Why wouldn't Daggerfall count? Daggerfall is kind of split between High Rock and Hammerfell. Recommendation.
Just perform the task you've been given. We'll talk more once you're done.
Alright. My gal gave me a free spell! I need to enter the well behind the Mages Guild in Cheydinhal to retrieve a Ring of Burden for Falcar. The last person given this task has disappeared. Should I learn anything about him, I should speak with Dietzen. So she gave me Buoyancy. Water breathing for 30 seconds, and Feather 5 points for 30 seconds on self. Requires Apprentice level alteration, which I don't have yet. Mages Guild well. Needs a key. Nern Root! Quest added, seeking your roots. I've recovered a sprig of Nern Root. A plant ingredient this unusual must have value. Perhaps I should bring it to an alchemist and find out a little more about it. An alchemist can be found in almost every city in Cyrodiil. Nern Root! There's Vidkin. So, you'll notice that the Ring of Burden is a 150-pound ring. So Falcar is trying to kill people. His intention is very much for you to drown in the well. I can carry it, though, since I don't have my gear with me. I have found the Ring of Burden and should return it to Falcar. What's in your loincloth? I don't think you need that spell. Oh my. Well, no sign of Falcar. Let's derail a moment.
I'm Islandwy. I'm only a conjurer, but Orentur is a full magician. Isn't he wonderful?
Nern Root!
At the last Imperial Alchemy Symposium, I heard Sindarian mention something about a strange, glowing root. I'm afraid I can't remember what he said about them. Perhaps you should make the trip to Skingrad and ask him in person.
Quest updated, seeking your roots! Nern Root! The alchemist I've spoken to has referred me to Sindarian in Skingrad. Apparently he specializes in the more botanical aspects of alchemy. I should bring the Nern Root to him.
I'm afraid some things have happened while you've been gone, Associate. It may affect your recommendation.
Vidkin.
He's dead? Oh, I knew it. I just knew something like this had happened. Falcar must have known, and yet he said nothing. How could he allow this to happen? Thank you for letting me know. I'm sorry that you had to be a part of all of this.
Ring of Burden.
Oh, just drop it anywhere. I don't think he really cared about it. I think it was some sort of sick joke on his part.
Recommendation.
I'll admit, it's my doing. I couldn't leave well enough alone. And after you'd left to go after that ring, well... I'm just so tired of the way we've all been treated by Falcar. I was worried about you and angry about Vidkin, so I confronted Falcar directly. He was furious when I told him I'd help you, and then when I threatened to report him to the Council of Mages, I thought he was going to kill me. He flew into a rage. I didn't even understand some of his ranting. He said that our days are numbered, and then he stormed out. I don't know if he ever wrote your recommendation. I'm sorry. I didn't expect this to happen. Perhaps you should go look and see if he did write one. You should check his room in the living quarters. If you see the note or anything else unusual, let me know. I'll gladly send it to the council.
Quest updated. Vidkin.
Such a shame. He didn't deserve to die like that. You...
Alright, I need to search Falcar's quarters in the Cheydinhal Mages Guild for any sign of his recommendation letter. If found, it should be given to Dietzen, along with anything unusual. Alright, so let's drop the Ring of Burden. It is in fact useless. I don't need Irana's notes anymore either. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, Black Marsh should be wild. We've got pretty detailed descriptions of it from the Argonian account lore books. I wonder if I would actually get in trouble for stealing from Falcar. Black Soul Gems! Uh-oh. Ruh-roh! There's no evidence of a recommendation in Falcar's room, but I've found Black Soul Gems. I should take them to Dietzen immediately. I love how Oblivion makes Black Soul Gems out to be like such a spectacularly evil thing. And if you think about it, they really are. Like, there are few things I can think of that would be more horrible to do to a sentient being, given the, you know, cosmology and, you know, what we see in the Soul Cairn and how Black Soul Gems actually work. But by the time you're playing Skyrim, everyone's just like, yeah, Black Soul Gems, whatever, do it, it's fine.
What's this? Black Soul Gems? Oh dear, this is worse than I'd expected. Alright, I'll just take these from you. I'll need them for my report to the council. Now, you didn't find any sort of recommendation? Very well. I shall write one myself and include it in my report to the council. In light of the circumstances, I believe they'll find it more than adequate.
There we go, quest completed, Cheydinhal recommendation. Black Soul Gems removed. And then there was one. Let's go to Bravil. I have completely forgotten what the Bravil recommendation quest is. I have no memory of it at all. Oh, this is going to be fun.
How do you do? What's
How does
going
the
on?
day treat you? Good day.
I think, are you the one? Nope.
I heard there was...
Good
Is it
day.
you? Nope.
Be seeing you.
Horrid beasts. I hate the things. Good day.
Hello there, associate.
Ah.
You're here for a recommendation, I presume. Are you prepared to earn it?
I'm ready.
I'm afraid I haven't had time to prepare anything conventional. I'm very preoccupied with this situation concerning Ardeling. Perhaps you can help with that, however. I can't directly get involved for fear of embarrassing the poor girl. I'll need you to have a little chat with Varen Vamori, and you can learn something about the power of illusion in the process.
Oh, I'm aware of the power of illusion, but come at me.
Did you hear that Falcar left the guild? I think Dietzen is in charge in Cheydinhal now.
Recommendation.
Are you so eager to begin? Very well. We can start if you feel you are ready. I'm afraid I haven't...
Arcane Universe. Let's do these first.
Each local guild hall has its own way of doing things. That means each hall has its own set of problems.
Bravil.
I take my duties as chapter head very seriously, unlike some guild mages. It infuriates me how casual some guild heads are about common sense.
Oh, I'm old. I have stiff back and back pain.
The Council
It's the
of
worst.
Witches meets there in the Imperial City. That's where the real power of the guild lies. If you do what you need to, you'll get there one day. Just don't forget to help those who have aided you on your way.
Alright, talk to me about Ardeline and Varen.
Don't say anything to her. I don't want to embarrass her further. Once this is all taken care of, I'll speak to her privately.
Varen Vamori.
I don't understand it. Some ridiculous male thing, I suppose. He's been bothering Ardeline every day for a while now. He even stole her mage's staff. Perhaps he thinks it's amusing. I don't know. But it needs to stop. It's making her miserable.
Mage's staff.
It's more symbolic than practical, but each carries great significance to its owner. You're going to get Arteline's staff back. Take this charm scroll. With it, you should find Varon more receptive to questioning. Don't come back without that staff.
Quest added, Bravil recommendation. Beguile added.
If you want it, you'll need to persuade Varon Vamori using whatever means necessary to return that staff.
Varen Vamori.
You have what you need to help him talk. I admit, it's not standard guild procedure, but I'd do anything for one of my girls. Varon Vamori should give it to you once you've persuaded him, if you understand me.
Groovy.
Make
Take
sure
care.
Varon hands over that staff.
Good afternoon.
Well met.
What?
Alright, dude's out here somewhere.
Fresh game.
There he is. What up, dude?
Can I help you? Old, worn, and wicked. Wet, wounded, and wild. Empty as the eastern horizon. Dusk on the Nibbin. Solemn and bitter as the grave.
Ardeline.
Yes, I sort of know her. Well, I mean, I don't really know her, but I've talked to her some.
Okay.
Fair.
Let's use the staff, or scroll. Scroll.
Farewell. Hello, friend. What can I do for you? I don't know what to say. All I want is for her to care about me, to feel the same way as I do about her. But she doesn't. I try, and it just doesn't matter. It makes me furious sometimes.
Some ridiculous male thing. Yeah, Kudai was right.
I've never laid a hand on her, either in anger or... I've never hurt her, okay?
Mage's staff.
All right, I admit it. I took it from her. I don't know what I was thinking,
Hi,
honestly.
Rivy.
I
Hello.
was trying to tell her how I feel, again, and she wouldn't even stop to talk to me. I just got so angry.
Hi. Hi, beautiful.
I was a little ashamed afterwards, but I didn't know how to apologize or give it back. I wish I could. I'm afraid I don't have it anymore, you see. I sold it to a friend of mine, Saurus Aranum.
Good girl. Quest updated. Mage's staff.
If I still had it, I'd gladly give it back. You'll have to talk to Saurus Aranum if you want it.
Source Ardenum.
He lives in the Talos Plaza district of the Imperial City. He's the one who has Ardeline's staff now. Tell Ardeline I'm sorry.
Varen Vamori admitted to taking Ardeline's staff, but has sold it to a friend in the Imperial City. I need to deliver this news to Kudai. That dog is the love of my life. It's my pride and joy.
How do you do?
Oh, hi, Fathus Aaron.
It's you.
Any luck talking with Varon Vamori yet? It should be no trouble at all once you use that scroll.
Varen Vamori.
He sold it, huh? Well, This just keeps getting worse. Very well. I presume he gave you some indication of where the staff is now located. Take these and go resolve the situation. And of course, please keep this just between us.
Quest updated. 3 beguiles. Nice.
No staff yet? Well, keep at it. Those charm scrolls should do most of the work for you, if you put them to good use.
What's
Get
new
that
with
staff
you?
back, Associate.
I saw some.
Alright, all the way to the Imperial City. Haven't been there in a minute.
What is it, citizen?
Alright, Alex.
Greetings to you.
Thanks for stopping by. Always a pleasure.
Good day, stranger. Saurus Aranim is my name. I needed some cash, so I went to see Jensine. I don't know, just take a walk around, buy something. Plenty of stores. Why'd you come in the first place? Oh, he's that wanted criminal. Isn't he a master thief? I hear he's dangerous, too. I've heard that the beggars spy for him. Yes, I have the staff Baron sold me. I'm afraid I'm not willing to part with it. I paid good money for it, after all. You understand, of course.
Mm-hmm. Ah, good.
Good to see you.
What do you want? As much as I like you, friend, I'm just not willing to part with that staff. It's nothing personal. Be seeing you.
Oop. Why'd you do that, duder?
Go ahead, please. As much... Go ahead. Take care. Go ahead. As much... Goodbye. Go ahead. As much... All right. I'll take... For me, that will get you something. Look, I can't just give it to you. I paid good money for it, after all. I'll tell you what. You give me at least a portion of what I paid for it. Say 200 gold, and I'll give you the staff. That's a good deal, right? I wouldn't offer it to anyone else, just you. So, what do you say? Are you sure?
I've spoken with Saurus Aranim. He will not give back the staff, but will sell it for 200 gold. If I choose to buy it back, I need to pay him the money. Alright. Is it on him? No, but he's got a key. I ain't about that spending money life. It's gotta be here somewhere. Doesn't it? There's a copy of the key.
Good evening.
Is it in the basement? Or is it going to force me to spend a boatload of money? Open the container with the key. There's the mage's staff. Yay. I've stolen the staff from Saurus Aranim's house. I need to deliver it to Kudai in Bravil.
Hi there.
Yeah, your scrolls didn't do it, lady.
How do you do?
Yoink. Easy enough. Fair deal. I have a few things to sell, actually. This is our last recommendation. We're going to get into the Arcane University after this. Hype!
You'll always get a fair deal here. I'm Nillowin. What can I get you? Let's do business.
Yes, let's. Have a useless Beguile scroll or 3. Have these wolf pelts too.
Excellent. Thank you.
Off we go.
Bye.
Yeah, this is the point where I choose to rush the rest of the recommendation quest, because Summon Skeleton is fine for Conjuration, but for pretty much all the other spells, like, you can get to about 40, which is why I currently have Illusion, with some of the lower level spells you can buy, but after that, just like Morrowind, you have to cast so many times. You want to make practice spells that only cost 1 magicka a pop.
Do you have the mage's staff associate?
Mate,
Did
new
you
rumors.
hear that someone played yet another prank on Jean Fosoric and Bruma? I don't know how she keeps falling for these things.
That was me. Mage's staff.
Ah, wonderful. I shall be most pleased to return this to its rightful owner. Thank you. You needn't tell me the details of what was involved in getting it. It's perhaps better that I know nothing about it. Your actions for the guild more than merit a recommendation. I shall send it to the university promptly. And to thank you more personally, I shall teach you this spell. You may find it useful in certain circumstances.
Quest completed. Bravil recommendation. Captivate added. Ooh. Mage's staff removed. Recommendation.
Time for you to see where the real power of the guild lies. Romanus Polus will want to speak with you. Head to the Arcane University.
Hype! Quest updated. Join the Mages Guild.
Please, I'm in desperate need of help, and I think you're the only one that I can turn to.
I'll be back later. I'm not interested in taking... Whatever quest that is, I'm not currently interested in taking it. Sorry. Captivate. Charm 10 points for 10 seconds on touch. It's pretty good. Alright. Join the Mages Guild. I have received recommendations from all of the local guild halls in Cyrodiil. I must now travel to the Arcane University and speak with Romanus Polus. Elixir! Hype! Alright, let's go.
Speak. Hail, good citizen.
Imperial Legion Battle Mage. Archmage's Lobby.
Hello, associate. It seems you've obtained the final recommendation you required. Not only has necromancy been banned from practice in the Mages Guild, but the guild won't deal with anyone who openly uses it. The Arcane University has been here for nearly as long as the Mages Guild has been in Cyrodiil. It has been our home for ages.
Recommendation.
I have received recommendations from all the local guild halls in Cyrodiil. You've done well for yourself. You may now enter the university. As a full-fledged member of the Mages Guild, I now also promote you to the rank of Apprentice and grant you the Robe of the Apprentice. Take a moment and try it on. Then we shall speak of what comes next for you.
Quest completed. Join the Mages Guild. Robe of the Apprentice added. I think I'll wear that for a bit. Fortify willpower 4 points on self. It's honestly not worth the £3. We'll sell it. But That's the orrery. Now we can head out into the actual university. So first things first, let's make a beeline. The Lustratorium, the Praxographical Center, Chironasium, practice rooms, Imperial Watchtower, Mage Quarters, Mystic Archives. Wow, it's literally going to be the last door possible. Praxographical Center. This is where the spellmaking altar is.
Good to see you. Yes.
Boom. Okay. First things first. Practice spells. Let's go illusion practice. Practice. Illusion practice. Let's do light for 3 feet for 1 second. $3 gold, 1 magicka. This is the way. Congratulations, you've created a new spell. Let's do Conjuration practice. Let's do Summon Skeleton. It's the cheapest conjuration effect. For 1 second. 1 magicka, 3 gold. Huzzah! Let's do... Do I have a shield spell yet? Yes, I do. Alteration practice. Three, 1, 1, 3. Beauty. Let's see, I've got Detect Life, so we'll do Mysticism practice. Huzzah. Now, we can't really make significantly better practice spells than Heal Minor Wounds from Restoration and Flare from Destruction, so I'll just use those for those schools. Let's do Calm. 25 seconds. Or 25 magnitude for 2 seconds on target. I'm going to call it Pacify. So this is basically, this is what we're going to use to keep Spider Daedra out of fights, since paralysis doesn't work on them. What else? Okay. That's all we're really going to do with spell making for now. We'll be back, I assure you. Let's head back to Chorrol. That's kind of my home base. I'm going to start working on illusion practice. I want illusion to get to 60. I'm going to go visit Cheydinhal. Selling my silly, useless Robe of the Apprentice.
Hey.
Good day. May I interest you in some of my...
Giveaway Robe of the Apprentice. It's actually worthless. Amazing.
I appreciate... Farewell.
have to head over to the Mage's Guild and see if they're accepting me.
Here's my stuff. Very good. I'll go camp in the chapel for magic training. There's 51 illusion.
Have pity, beautiful lady. I got nothing.
Alright, we're gonna go ahead and get to level 7 now. I'm gonna take illusion to 60, then however many conjurations it takes to level up.
Good to see you.
Have you ever bought a horse from Bonga?
I bought a fine mare from him once. A fine animal.
Yes.
I've heard that they have good magic trainers over at the Mage's Guild.
I've never
52.
time at the Mage's Guild. I've thought about it, though.
Heard any news from the other provinces?
Nothing I'd like to talk about.
Bye.
It's you.
What's new with you?
I saw some money.
We're gonna be a bit grindy for the next little while.
Did cleared of them. Safe travels.
We did a spot of questing there, but now we're pretty much about getting to level 12. With the endurance and alchemy grinds in between. 53. Though we will take a little pause to do something kind of exciting once Conjuration hits 75. $54.
Greetings to you.
What's going on with you?
I saw some mud crabs by the water.
Saw mud crabs! Horrible creatures.
But I hear their meat is rather tasty.
Goodbye. How do you do?
You seem quite intriguing. Please, share your thoughts.
Anyone looking for work should consider the Fighters Guild. I hear they're always looking for recruits.
Yes?
Ah, the Emperor and his 3 sons dead, right under the noses of the
The
Imperial.
conversations in this game are so ridiculous.
How about that?
What's the news from the other parts of Tamriel?
I have heard that Nord warriors have traveled from Skyrim
55.
to assault the Redarin
Greetings.
of Morrowind.
Reynold Germain has terror.
I'm not surprised.
We've met many
It
times
seems
when I
that
saw him in
Skyrim is
Cheydinhal.
always involved in a
Walked
border
right
dispute.
past me like we were strangers.
So long.
Farewell. No, come on.
Yes.
Heard any news from the other provinces?
Nothing I'd like to talk about.
Really? What is it?
We need weapons trained.
Bork!
We talk about the
Oh gosh, Lone Wonder. The answer is a lot. Alright, 4 illusion ranks to go. Illusion is at least one of the less painful magic skills to grind. Restoration is by far the worst. Conjuration is the easiest and fastest. So I'm going to need a better summon very soon. Unfortunately, I will get a better summon very soon. But the... that's 57. The spells I already have, I have a pretty good single-target strategy for the level range I'm in. If I go Summon, and then I can cast Shadow Shape to turn myself invisible, and then I can cast... Debilitate to paralyze whatever the enemy is, and I would invert that, right? I would summon, paralyze, shadow shape, and then just let my summon wail on the paralyzed enemy for a while. You can see the magicka cost is pretty staggering right now, but that's one of the many reasons I want to raise illusion to 90 plus as soon as I possibly can.
I was in Cheydinhal last week, and I'm sure I saw Rainbow Jaden.
Yeah, Conjuration will be the first skill I master.
No, come. Yes. Anvil is all in an uproar. First the chapel attack, now the prophet ranting about the end of the world.
By the gods!
Without question.
Rainbow Jaden has terrible memory. We've met many times, but when I saw him in Cheydinhal, he walked right past me like we were strangers.
Take care.
Good day.
Yes, it is nice. It'll be very, very nice to have freely usable alchemy and conjuration. Once alchemy is mastered, my magicka problems are completely solved. I just need to wander around Skingrad, grab flax seeds, restore magicka potions, we're set. 58, 2 to go.
Hello.
What's new with you?
I have heard that the great houses of Morrowind are in upheaval. Indoril is in ruins, and Redoran is besieged by the Nords of Skyrim.
It seems that these are turbulent times in the land of the Dunmer.
Good night.
Be seeing ya.
59, just one more.
Greetings. What's going on with you? I have heard that the great houses of Morrowind are in upheaval. Indoril is in ruins, and Redoran is besieged by the Nords of Skyrim. Morrowind has always been a trouble. It seems it is more so now. Bye.
You're a Dunmer, dude.
Hello.
You shouldn't be so blasé about Morrowind. Well, unfortunately, after doing 4 quests right back to back, and how awesome that was, it's going to be a minute before we do any more. I'm pretty much beelining to level 12 and Master Conjuration for now. And then I'm kind of going to beeline to level 17 and maximum illusion. Level 17 is kind of the golden level to go to Kvatch and do that. And not just Kvatch. Level 17 is like the golden level to go hunting for all the Transcendent Sigil Stones I need. Might as well do Kvatch, you know, because it's the first one. It pops open the Oblivion gates around the rest of the province. But at level 17, you will find Transcendent Sigil Stones through the Oblivion gates, but you're still one level below the tier where I think the worst things you'll fight at level 17 are Clan Fears and a couple of Atronox. You will not fight Spider Daedra until level 18, which is critical. Spider Daedra are such a massive pain in the ass because they paralyze. Alright, Illusion is at 60. Let's get the rest of the way leveled up with Conjuration. This will go faster. What's that? 68? Nice. $69. Yeah, it is fine threading. But it exists. There exists one level where you can get Transcendent Sigil Stones without having to fight Spider Daedra. And it, my friends, is level 17. 70. I think Conjuration is going to get to 74 here at level 7. $71. It might get all the way to level 7 to 75. It's hard to tell with just that visual bar. $72. Don't jump or you'll level up challenge. I don't know if it's 1 or 2. We'll find out. $74. Conjuration increased. Rest and meditate on what you've learned. Will do.
All right, then.
Here comes level 7. Unfortunately, right after this, we're going to have to get back to endurance training. 5 more levels of it.
The Naravarine has left Morrowind on an expedition to Academy.
Ah, smart! And apparently people can tell by looking at me, which is weird. Right, we can't sleep in the owned bed. Who owns it? They'll never tell us. That's pretty good timing for a shower, Karis. I'm not going to end the stream or anything, but once I pop level 7, I'm going to take a little break to whip up some food and go to the restroom and what have you. I'll be back shortly. Boom! You've ascended to level 7. You resolve to continue pushing yourself. Perhaps there's more to you than you thought. Let's do intelligence, endurance, and personality. Very good. Booyah. Alright. Well, there we go. Level 6 went flawlessly. First thing, unfortunately...
Please, by all means.
Oh, I'm glad you're enjoying Fallout 1 playthrough. I enjoyed playing Fallout 1. I really did. Alright, let's see. I'm going to bring my Welkin Stone with me as well. Alrighty. I don't want the 1 second version. I want a Skelly that will actually stick around for a minute. Let's see what my attributes have hit. 186 health. We're already at 400 magicka.
You smell of death.
So yeah, they tweaked some of the parameters. In fact, I know exactly what they tweaked. In, gosh, what was I about to say? They changed the bonuses for the Atronach birth sign and the high elf race to be flat 150 and 100 respectively, and that actually ends up being 50 base magicka more than the intelligence multipliers they used in Morrowind. So I will be right back. I'm just going to grab a little bit of food and a drink and use the restroom. Ready. Do you need to go potty, girl? Yeah, it's been a couple hours since you ate. I bet you do. Oh, goodness. Good girl. Good girl. Alright, let's go potty. Nope, we're going potty. Hold on, girl. Alright, Riv, come on. I hear you wolfing. Get back in here. Come on, doggy. River. Inside. Pretty. Nice brush. So pretty. Alright. Have dog. She's been to the bathroom. I have been to the bathroom. Have food. Have drink. Am ready. Krusty Krab pizza is the pizza for you and me. I should have grabbed my Welkin stone. Oh well. I think I did grab it, didn't I? I did. Good. Alright. Oh, Tara. You're hilarious. Alright. What are we starting on? Doesn't really matter. I'll do block. Eventually, Martin. I don't do it every time. We do it once a week. Just go out there with a trowel and a trash bag. Nice. Okay, now I'm really confused. Oh, I know when the hotkey breaks. It's not between sessions. It's when the item leaves my inventory. That actually kind of makes sense. Alright. Alright, okay, I feel better. That feels less dumb. I'm on board with that. Okay. So, here's the earth. Five more levels, and then we can stop doing this. Forever! There's one. It's kind of nice when the summon runs out of juice before my health does, because it means I don't have to wait out, or I don't have to use a second cast just to stay alive. Make it stop wailing on me. Armor's up. Delicious. Alright, heavy armor time. Oh man. Yahoo. Ooh, blade increased. Yay! The cuts and nicks from long practice sessions with all manner of blades has its benefits. You are now an apprentice with blade weapons. You have a new standing power attack which does extra damage. Press and hold attack to use this power attack. No, blade's a minor. All 3 strength skills are minors, actually. As are all 3 endurance skills. I think I can take one more hit. Yes. Very good. Back to block. Alright, armor to 32. We're moving, we're moving. I think block just hit 32. It did. Five down, 5 to go for this level. Alright, I thought I could take one more. Very good. Take a second. Just need to buy the food. And the armor's at 32. 4 to go. I don't know if I can take another hit or not. Yes, one more. Blocks at 33. It's 3 to go. Very good. Armor's at 33. 2 to go. Come on now. There we go. Excellent. Rather than wander over and use a blessing right now, I'm just going to use this Welkin Stone. I don't need to hold on to it anymore now that I've done Finger of the Mountain. Whew. My goodness. Oh, gosh. Alrighty, another bite of food. Only 2 more. Only 2 more endurance skills left on this level. That's not so bad. Ooh, hey, expert conjuration! Through steady practice, you have discovered more creatures to summon from the plains of Oblivion. You are now an expert in conjuration magic and can cast expert level conjuration spells. Alright, well, I know what I'm doing once my endurance and alchemy chores are done. A skelly dude that can dance. Yep, that's it. That's the big secret. The ultimate weapon for max difficulty Oblivion. The dancing skelly. 1 more. Heavy armor increased. Oops. Just 1 more. Hey, blocks at 34. We're done. I'd like to have my gear in full repair, and if it doesn't triple level up, that's perfect. Why would you need a reason to watch the Evil Dead movies again? One wonder you need a reason to watch the Evil Dead movies? I got one for you. It's a day. There you go. You're set. Go watch Evil Dead. And the TV show, Ash vs. Evil Dead. Also very, very worthy. Oh, let's take this armor off. We're painfully slow. Hello, Mr. Fancy Pants. This is my boomstick. Alright, good. Alright, let's grab our alchemy stuff. With the exception of the Nern Root, it's gonna stay. I'm gonna leave my flax seeds as well. Alright, well, we just did Odiel Farm. But I'm just trying to think. Let's do... We have to make multiple stops, but let's do the Skingrad Vineyards, Whitman Farm, Brina Crossian Loop. After we get grapes here, of course. So many grapes. I might actually do all 4 locations on every level now, until alchemy hits 100. I'm saving my flax seeds, because once alchemy's at 100, each of them is good for a very, very much needed Restore Magicka potion. And across the way, many, many more grapes. Oh yes, it is foggy. You're right. I'm bad, Ash, and you're good, Ash. Goody little two shoes, Ash. Ironclad, thank you so much for the resub. Always a pleasure to have you, my friend. I appreciate your support very much. You're our silent, ever-vigilant, constant presence, and I appreciate it very much. Yeah, ingredient, no matter how high your alchemy gets, your harvest chance stays the same. But it's not 50. It depends on the plant. It's better than 50. It's a 2 out of 3 success chance for grapes. Whereas for a lot of the mushrooms, like the Cairn Ballet in all the caves, it's a 1 in 3 success chance, and it never moves. Nothing in the game ever alters the harvest chance for any of the ingredients. But, you know, 120 grapes can be done pretty painlessly because they're actually significantly north of 50%. Yeah, I'm gonna do all 4 locations now. It takes more potions as alchemy gets higher. And I'd really like to have it maxed out sooner rather than later. If by some chance alchemy and conjuration were both to max before intelligence did, I still have mysticism sitting in my minors and I haven't trained it at all. So I am not worried about the attribute, which is good. Okay, I got confused about where I was for a second. Almost done. Last 4. Alright, good. Hold on, who texted me? Let's go to Whitman Farm next. Imagine not having to quick save just to gather something. No, I mean, Morrowind had a chance to, in the sense that plants were just containers, remember? And you could, you would open the container, and you had a random chance every time of what it was RNG, whether you found an ingredient, and how many you found if you did find any. The only game whose harvesting system actually makes sense to me, that I like, is Skyrim's. If there's a fucking plant there, you can take the fucking plant. I like Oblivion and Skyrim's brewing systems. No failure chance. Imagine, like, struggling, nearly dying to, you know, kill an Atronach for frost salt that you want to use in a potion. And then you try to actually use them, and it's just, you have failed to create a potion. Ha 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 ha! Khorne is no place for a mighty warrior. And we'll go to Brina Cross. What do you think got nerfed in Skyrim? Alchemy is ungodly powerful in Skyrim. I mean, you need to do the perk investment first, but alchemy is insanely good in Skyrim. It didn't get nerfed. It's an absolutely vital link in the chain of getting the most powerful character possible. Yeah, that was pretty funny. But, Morrowind also had limited container space, didn't it? Was that the game that did? Like, eventually it just wouldn't let you keep putting stuff in a particular container. Which, neither Oblivion nor Skyrim ever continued with. That's actually a bit of realism that I could get behind, but I'm really glad they got rid of it. Makes things much easier. And last but not least, back to Odile Farm. Hey Ruby, what you doing? The carrots. There's so many. Lettuce. We got tomatoes. And lastly, radishes. These tedious chores need to be done at each level up until endurance and alchemy are maxed. Then the most contrived part of our character's life is over, which is nice. Alrighty, boom. I could live with that. I would miss him. He's got to be really old by now, though, doesn't he? How old is Stephen Russell? Like, he's got to be old. Thief is what, 24 years old, and he was an adult then, like an older adult. Like, I think he was in like his late 30s or 40s when he did Thief. So he's got to be in his 60s or 70s by now. All right, 135 grapes. That's the starting point. 64 carrots. Go. Next we'll do 38 corn. Next we'll do... I want to hold off on tomatoes because I know I can use them on the rat meat. Nah, we'll just do tomatoes. Born in 1945. So yeah, he's almost 80. Stephen Russell's almost 80 years old. So if he hasn't stopped working yet, he's going to very soon. And you know, good for him, he should. He has given us many treasures. Alright, that's it for now. How'd we do? Alchemy's at 66. Not bad. Now we need to offload these potions.
Greetings. Well met.
Come on, Cheydinhal, what are you doing closing your store at 1:43 in the morning? I swear, the work ethic on these Argonians.
A pleasure to have a look at my wares. I'm sure there's something. That's...
This is gonna be tedious.
You got... That's... You got...
We're gonna make good money though.
That's...
River. What are you doing, girl? Mercantile increased. Come on. There we go.
And... You... That's... You got... Ah. That's... Ah. 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 You got... That... You got...
We're getting there.
That... You... Ah. You... That's... 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 That's...
Mercantile increased again! Huzzah! Welcome back, Karis.
Ah.
We're in the tedium now, I'm afraid. It's going to be some fairly repetitive, grindy chores between now and level 12. I'm about to go do something a little exciting. I'm going to buy some expert level summons. What we've done... You kind of have to thread the needle with questing. If the quest has any kind of halfway decent reward, you want to do it at the highest possible level. But, on max difficulty, it is so vital to have access to spell making in order to cope with leveled quests that you need to do those Mages Guild recommendation quests. Now, granted, it's kind of a moot point if you have Frostcrag Spire, but you need to do them at the correct levels. I timed them pretty perfectly.
That's a...
Last potion stack from this round.
You drive. That's...
And just imagine wanting to get Mercantile to 100 and trying to do it naturally, with the game doing it simply by counting your total number of transactions. You would never fucking get it. Step 1, become God.
Thank you for your patience.
Step 2, deal with some rats in the basement.
Farewell.
True enough. Alright. Next! Going back to the Mages Guild. I need to buy the food. That's the stuff.
No, I haven't. I've heard that he really knows it.
Local nudist proves himself to be master alchemist.
How does the day greet?
Alright. Everything back in there, if you don't mind. Alright, Athragar, where you at? I want my expert summons!
A pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Give him here.
Athragar of the Mages Guild.
Shut up, we've
Can I
met.
serve you? Half of the Council of Mages resigned when Traven took over the position of Archmage. Training and spells. Training and spells. It gets so boring after a while. Maybe someday I'll be able to move to the Arcane University. What can I interest you in?
I want Bound Bow. I'll probably eventually use the Bound spells to train my armor skills, too. Because they won't weigh me down, and I can soak hits. I want Summon Clan Fear. This is it. This is like the single best spell in the game at max difficulty. And we're also going to do Summon Frost Atronach.
Thank you for your patronage. Farewell.
I'm going to go ahead and buy another spell. I'm going to buy Summon Storm Atronach. I might as well bring Sindiri and his Nern Root, because it's in Skingrad. I won't be able to cast it until I hit 100 Conjuration, but might as well buy it so it's ready to go. There's not pepperoni or sausage. There is, it's my personal favorite kind of pizza. Black olive, mushroom, and anchovies.
Right one.
Greetings.
Sindirian Cellar! Here he is! The man himself! Nern Root! Where is he? Where is he? There he is.
So, you've brought something for me to examine.
Nern Root!
I don't know if Tumendil ever leaves the chapel. That man works day and night to take care of all of us. Yes, this is a genuine Nern Root sample. Very nice quality, in fact. That gives me an idea. Since you already know what they look like, do you feel up to a bit of a collecting expedition?
Sure, what did you have in mind?
Excellent. But before you go, you're going to need to learn a bit more about Nern Root. Otherwise, you may walk in circles and never find any.
Nern Root.
A few years ago, an adventurer not unlike yourself sold me a musty old tome containing alchemical formulas. Most of them were worthless. But one of the moldy pages contained a recipe for a potion known as an Elixir of Exploration, a sort of ultimate dungeon delver's brew. The formula looked sound, except it required an extremely rare ingredient. Yes, you guessed it, the Nern Root. I put the book aside because frankly I had so many other delicate experiments going on that I just didn't have the time to go plant hunting. Now that you're here, that changes things.
Elixir of Exploration.
The Elixir of Exploration is a multi-purpose potion that was obviously created with the Dungeon Explorer in mind.
No wonder that's horrible.
The formula describes many magnitudes of the brew. If you're interested, I wrote a short missive about it for the Imperial Alchemy Symposium. You bring me 10 samples of Nern Root, and I'll make the elixir available to you at a huge discount, as well as give you one for free. The best place for you to start will be Shade Leaf Copse, which is a part of the Great Forest northeast of here. Good luck, and hurry back with more of the Nern Root.
Nern Root missive added. Quest updated. Seeking your roots. Sindarian, an alchemist in Skingrad, is looking for a rare root known as Nern Root. According to his research, this rare root can be a powerful ingredient in the creation of a special potion known as the Elixir of Exploration. Because of this, Sindarian has tasked me to find 10 samples of this mystical plant. He indicated a part of the Great Forest to the northeast called Shade Leaf Copse as a good starting point. Let's check out his Nern Root missive. This brings me to my next subject, the glowing root known as Nern Root. Although the oddly tenacious root grows almost anywhere a significant body of water is present, this root is extremely rare, and I believe soon to become extinct. I myself have yet to come across one of the gnarled shoots, as they're rarely in sight of the roads that cross Cyrodiil. According to the records of the noted imperial herbalist Shivius Regalium, the Nern Root once flourished and could be found all over the country, but he suspected a cataclysmic event severely stunted their growth. Although many scholars reject the proposal that the sun's death event of First Era 668 catastrophically affected plant life, Shivius feels that the Nern Root's lineage was damaged by the lack of sun for a full year. Whereas other plant species tend to find a way, the Nern Root's mysterious magical nature made it especially susceptible to this climate shift. While this may or may not be the case, it's certainly true that the recorded sightings of Nern Root are declining as the years pass. The most perplexing facet of Shivius' studies is that his notes describe the root as having a yellowish glow. Contrary to this fact, the Nern Root of today has a soft bluish or blue-white glow. Unfortunately, Nerd Root! Hey, I love Nern Root! Unfortunately, since not many studies of the Nern Root were performed from Shivius' day until now, it's unknown when or why this occurred. What I'm proposing today is that the Nern Root, even though merely a plant, sensed impending extinction and therefore changed its own nature to survive. One of the more obvious facets of today's Nern Root that supports this theory is the fact that it can now survive underground without any sunlight at all. While it's true that generally only mosses and fungi grow in these environments, I have two signed depositions by persons claiming that they sighted the Nern Root in deep caves. Not once in Shivius' copious notes is a subterranean Nern Root mentioned. But how could this be? How could a surface-dwelling plant suddenly begin appearing in new locations radically different from its normal habitat? The answer, my fellow alchemists, is nestled within Shivius' own notes. Although he spends a great deal of time with the Nern Root in his laboratory, the one thing he neglected to test at a high enough level of detail was the soil. As stated previously, Shivius felt that the sun's death, the eruption of Red Mountain, contributed to the demise of the Nern Root. Agreed. My amendment to that proposal is that the ash that fell from the sky that entire year mixed with the soil, and again, due to the magical nature of the root, contributed to the aforementioned changes. The ash became a catalyst of sorts, forcing a change in the very makeup of the Nern Root. Although very little ash from that dark time remains, I have done tests on newer ash samples sent to me from Vardenfell. They show little to no magical properties, certainly none of which could affect a plant to that magnitude. However, the rare occurrence of what's known as ash salt in the normal ash does contain very potent magical abilities. In fact, some native Dunmer are said to harness that ability to create a cure for the blight, which pervaded their realm many years ago. I feel this magic, meshed with the Nern Root's inherent magic, caused the radical change. In essence, the root healed itself. To surmise, my two proposals are certainly linked. The plant needed to survive and therefore used a byproduct of its destructor to do so. No other plant in nature has ever come close to this metamorphosis. I feel the Nern Root has accomplished in a relatively short amount of time what it would take other species millions of years to complete. Whatever the case may be, one thing is certain. The Nern Root is on a path to destruction. It contains untapped potential to create potions the likes of which have never been seen in our day. I propose to you today that we divert a small portion of our funds to an expedition to collect some of these roots to study. I have outlined this proposal for your perusal after this section of the symposium. Please seriously consider this proposal before it becomes too late and the Nern Root becomes nothing but a memory. Thank you for your time. 0 value. Bye-bye. Okay, guys. I'm going to buy the Storm Atronach spell right quick. And then I'm going to take a sizable break. Sharon's out of town, as you know. That's why I'm streaming. I have the house and the internet to myself. But we're going to have a phone call. Probably take... I don't think I'm going to end the stream, but it'll probably be a half-hour-ish break, if I had to guess. So
I hope I can help.
I will be back, but it's going to be a long pause.
I understand that De Gale is in much better control of her faculties now that Kalthar's plot has been exposed.